Thank you. Hi, I'm Adam Harvey. I'm an artist from New York City, and I work with privacy and surveillance and fashion. An interesting fact about everyone here in the audience is that you fall into one of four categories. You're either a sheep, a goat, a lamb, or a wolf. And what this means is that statistically, you're either easy to recognize, which means that you're a sheep, and most people are sheep. And if you're a lamb, that means you're easy to spoof. A wolf is a person who's good at performing a spoof attack, and a goat is interesting because a goat is someone who's difficult to recognize. In other words, you exhibit some form of algorithmic resistance. This idea of a biometric zoo is evident in all biometric data sets, and you have outliers. What this means is that camouflage in this day and age is a probabilistic determination, and so crossing a threshold means you can hide from that. In this example, hair and makeup is designed in a way that makes a face undetectable to a face detection algorithm simply by hiding key facial features. This work from 2010 has been cited in over a dozen academic research papers, including at least one classified intelligence document. This project by a researcher in Japan uses another form of blocking face detection, which is by using infrared LEDs to overexpose the sensor of a camera, one that does not have an IR cutoff filter on it. Going further into infrared, you're into the thermal deep IR spectrum, and this is widely used on drones, especially military drones, but increasingly is becoming a mainstream technology as the price drops. In that example, a metal-plated fabric was used to create clothing that defeats that. If you're not worried about drones, another case of an abuse of privacy, thermal imaging can detect the dilation of your veins and detect if you've been drinking too much. Earlier today, I demoed this product, the Off Pocket, which takes another approach, and it's limiting the amount of data that you're exposing when your phone is not in use by blocking all the signals. What's happening now is a lot of tracking devices are being used in public. In London, recycling bins are collecting the MAC address that's being broadcast by your phone. One other form of invasive surveillance that seems to exist on the fringe, but is an important place to examine and protect against, is RFID. This is a metal copper dollar bill that can be inserted into anybody's wallet, shields against it. If you're not yet worried about RFID, I suggest reading Kashmir Hill's article about how Easy Pass is read all over New York City now, not just at toll booths. This project from designer Sang Moon is a font set called ZXX, which is designed to be algorithmically resistant to OCR, optical character recognition. This project, I think, is especially interesting in light of what's happening with the US Postal Service scanning in bulk people's mail, turning it into a text file, and then putting it into a database. I think it's important that camouflage can be cool and is cool, because for it to function, it's just important that it's psychologically effective, that you're willing to use it, that it is functionally effective. For example, there's a type of camouflage known as chocolate chip cookie, which was used during the Persian Gulf War. As the story goes, it did not feel military enough and was retired. As the story goes, was then reissued to Iraqi soldiers. As the list of biometric surveillance continues to grow along other types of surveillance, I don't think the question is whether we need countermeasures to protect against it. As the historian Roy Barons points out, deception from all appearances has been critical to daily survival for human and non-human creatures alike. And judging by its current ubiquity, there is no end in immediate sight. So ignore this slide, and I have one piece of advice for everybody who's looking to increase their algorithmic resistance, and that is by simply smiling, you can become less detectable to face recognition systems.